Yeah, hi everyone. So yeah, we are happily inviting you for this AWS developer oriented series. So in this series, we are going to focus on what are the services are. It's helping to build the full stack application, serverless application, microservices kind of application, and event driven kind of architecture. What are the services are helping to build that, and then like. Yeah, so like what majorly it's fully oriented hands-on kind of series. So during this series, we will build some POC projects also. We will build it. Okay, so let's get into that. What are the services we are going to look into in this series? Is first AWS CDK. So and then mostly we are going to use AWS CDK to build the entire applications. Okay, so first we will look into the AWS CDK, then AWS Lambda, an API gateway, and a DynamoDB, and Cognito. Using Cognito, how to secure our API, REST APIs, and everything. We will look into it, and then how to use the object storage S3, and then what is the purpose of using SNS and SQS, and how to uh, build and use the event bridge for our event driven architecture application, and then how to orchestrate our tasks using step function, and how to get real time streaming data using Kinesis streams, and then how to use SAM CDK. Okay, and then how to write infrastructure as a code using a cloud formation. Okay, and then how to build the CE/CD pipelines. Majorly, these are the services. These are the techniques. These are the services we are going to look into it in this series. Okay, so now let me introduce to myself. I'm Veera Introduction. Okay, I'm currently working as a senior software developer in tech system. I have a 4+ years of experience in various domains such as GIS, e-commerce, supply chain, and DeFi. And I'm being a part of Cloud Native Mother Tech community as a co-organizer. Sometimes I'm writing the tech blogs about full stack, blockchain, and cloud related services, and sometimes I'm participating tech events as a speaker, conducting the whole events also. I'm doing it. Okay, so this is all about myself. So now let's start with AWS CDK. Okay, so let's first focus on what are the steps we are following it on previously and currently we are doing it to build the infrastructure in cloud infrastructure, and then what are the advantages and disadvantages we have in those steps, and then what AWS CDK is fulfill those disadvantages. Okay, so first we can go with a web console. In cloud service provider, they are providing web console. Through that we can build our infrastructure. It's very easy to use it, but the problem is we are not able to reproduce the process again, and then sometimes the errors also will happen. It's time consuming. Okay, so and then another one is we can build our infrastructure through writing the script. Okay, so the problem is what happen if the API call is fail. It's not able to uh, uh, get it properly, and then how do I make the updates, and then how do I know the resource is ready. These are the things is not able to do it, and then how do I roll back. So the majorly these things, when with these issues we will face when we are using AWS SDK, the cloud SDK. Okay, so these are the issues. The advantages, we can easily reproduce the changes. Okay, so when we are writing through script. Okay, and then another one is we have a various provisioning engines. We have like Terraform, Bloomy, and CloudFormation. These are the various provisioning engines we have. Using that we can easily automate our infrastructure. It's easy to reproducible configuration syntax, so we can easily configure our infrastructure. And then the problem is there is no abstraction. Lot of details are exposing it. So this is the one disadvantage of using the provisioning engine. So okay, now this we've discussed about what are the things we currently have to build our infrastructure. Okay, and then now let's focus on what AWS CDK is doing it. Okay, and then what are the things it's overcomes the previous the steps we discussed about. It's a kind of framework for building our cloud applications. Okay, so it's a way we can build reusable models. So we can build some of the common modules. We can use those modules in various projects also. We can do it. Okay, so one of the advantages is we can write our infrastructure in our favorite programming languages. So that's one of the advantages. So the whatever disadvantages we face, we we focused in the previous slides, through that AWS CDK we can resolve it. Okay. So and then how this architecture, how the CDK application is functioning is, so we can see in this component, we can see this is the CDK application. Okay. We can see construct here. Construct represent the particular AWS resource, whether it's a kind of S3 or EC2. It's represent the specific resource, or it represent the group of resources. Okay. So we can combine all the services kind of group, kind of module. Okay. We can use that module in various places we can use it. Okay. So construct we will discuss about in the upcoming slide. So that is the basic unit of your CDK application. And then on the top over we can see the stack. Under the stack we can see various construct we can build it. In the on the top over we can see CDK application. In the particular CDK application we can build various stacks also, we can build it. Okay. So this is the application architecture. Once we build our CDK application through the CDK CLI, we can execute it. It will create the cloud formation template, it will create it, and then we can deploy our cloud formation template to AWS cloud formation. That will help to deploy the our resources and our application. It will help you to do that. Okay. This is the CDK, the functioning, the flow of working. Okay. So next we will look into about what is construct. Construct is the basic unit of our AWS CDK application. It represents, as we discussed, it represents the single resource, or it's a kind of group of resources. Okay. It's have a three levels. First one is level one is primitive, second one is composite, and third one is high order components, high order constructs. Okay. So the level one primitive constructs are is represent the single AWS resource, whether it's a S3 bucket or EC2 instance or a Lambda functions. Okay. So we can build it, or we can group one or two AWS resources as a combined construct. We can do that. Okay. And then another level is high order. It's a kind of patterns we can create it. Okay. Already some of the patterns are available. Design kind of patterns are available. So we can use those resources construct in our applications to build our own custom infrastructure. We can do it. Like for example, I build the custom generic data pipelines. I build it, uh, and then I can use that construct in various projects and various submodules. I can use it. So this is how we can design our the architecture, design our application code. Okay. So the next one. Okay, so what are the languages it's supporting? It's supporting TypeScript, JavaScript, and then Python, Java, C Sharp, .NET, and through Golang also we can build our AWS CDK applications. Okay, so what are the things we need to build our development setup in our local uh, system? So we have to use the npm node packages. We need that to install AWS CDK. Okay. So once it's installed in our system, we can actually it's very easy. So we can just run CDK init and then application name and then which language you are going to use it for building your application. So these things we will look into our demo part. Okay. So this is very simple to do the development setup. And then what are the CLA commands are available here is so okay, the first one, CDK bootstrap. Okay. Why it's needed is it will help us to set up the environment, our CDK environment in the specific AWS account. Okay. So the particular AWS toolkit, it's deploy the toolkit stack in our AWS specific region, specific account, it will be deployed. Okay. So whatever application we build it, first we have to first we have to run the CDK bootstrap. Okay. First we have to run the CDK init. It will help to init our project. Then we have to run the CDK bootstrap. It will deploy uh, the toolkit stack in our AWS specific account in specific region. Okay. And then we have a CDK synth. It will help you to print our cloud formation template. Okay. And then through CDK deploy we can deploy our stacks. okay, in our particular specific AWS account, and then we have a CDK destroy to destroy the entire stack. We have it. Okay, these are the major commands. We have it in a AWS CDK. So the next one, okay, now let's get into the demo part. Okay, so let me share my screen. So I already installed CDK. Okay, so now series CDK any app. I'm going to use Golang. I will open the application. It will create some boilerplate code. Okay, so now I will open the project in Visual Studio Code. Okay, so this is my entry file. Okay, so it comes with the predefined code structure. Okay, this will be my entry point in Golang, and then it calls new developer. This stack, it's creating it, and then it calls that. Okay, and then here we are creating the new stack, we are doing it. Okay, so it's throwing some error because I have to run install some packages. Okay, now it's done. So I'm not going to install any resources. I'm just going to um, deploy this empty stack. Okay, so I'm going to create this stack. I'm going to deploy this stack. So what are the commands I have to run? CDK bootstrap. Okay, so meanwhile I will just go through the commands here. So go through the code structure here. Okay, so some unwanted code also is there. So this is not needed. It's calling this environmental variable functions. So for now it's returning null, but when you are going to deploy any resources, you have to use this format. Like you have to return the CDK default account CDK region. So you have to create the IAM user in your AWS console. Okay, you have to create your access key and secret key, access account ID and secret key. You have to create it. You have to configure those credentials in your system using AWS CLI. Like I hope you are familiar with AWS CLI commands. Like you have to install those environmental access key and regions in your system. Once it is there, the default profile account and region will be taken for this project. Okay, so when you are going to deploy any resources, for now we can see it comes with some default AWS SQS, right? So if you are going to deploy any uh, AWS resource, so you have to comment this one. You have to return that. Okay, this AWS environment you have to return. So for now I'm not going to deploy any resources. Okay, so I'm returning nil. So I'm just go with the empty stack. So CDK bootstrap is also done. Okay, the next one, CDK synth. It will create the cloud formation template for your CDK application. Okay, so in the CDK output you can see it. Okay, so the next one, CDK deploy. Okay, it says the tech stack is automation stack is deployed. Okay, so let's open the AWS console. Let's go to the cloud formation. Okay, here we can see the developer series stack is created. Okay, so for now it's empty stack. So if there is any resources, it will be deployed. Okay, so in the upcoming session we will use this AWS CDK to build our to deploy our resources, to build our applications. We are going to use it. Okay, so the final one, we can deploy destroy the resource CDK destroy. Okay, so this stack is deleted. Yeah, now this stack is deleted. Okay, so yeah, this is all about this CDK, AWS CDK. So we will see you in the upcoming session. Okay, yeah.